No Man's Sky's newest update adds a lot of interesting new items and cool upgrades. One of them is the Royal Multitool that you can get in different colors, and of course you can also build your very own mech from the ground up. That's AI powered and it will act as a companion both in combat and exploration, so let's talk about that and more in this video. Now the highlight of the new update are the new Sentinel forces. Whenever you get a wanted level or fight with them, you will see new types of units spawning. Some of them might heal enemies, some of them will provide shields or summon other units, and of course you also have to fight the new mechs that will jump into combat and even use flamethrowers against you. But once you defeat them, definitely go ahead and loot the items they drop on the ground, because this is going to give you access to fragmented glass, and once you shatter this in your inventory, these will provide new types of upgrades for your exosuit and your multi-tool, but also other types of powerful rewards. Now the Sentinel fragments are the ones that are most important, because these are completely and separate types of new upgrades that will stack on top of whatever you have already installed, meaning that they will provide really high bonuses to shields, to HP, tank capacity, and so on. And you can install 3 of these with the adjacency bonus, which means a ton of huge stats right off the bat. Not really sure if these will get nerfed, but they're really powerful. Like some of them provide up to 95% shield strength just with one of these upgrades. Now once you defeat all of the Sentinels in the last wanted level, you will notice that the planet you're on will now be completely free of Sentinels, at least for a while. But there's a second thing that you will get, which is the coordinates to a nearby Sentinel pillar. And this is a new type of encounter slash location that you will definitely want to visit a lot more in this new update, because this is going to give you access to this cool new multi-tool and some other cool stuff in there. Once you reach the location, you will see that it's being protected by Sentinels, but usually they don't react unless you shoot first. So what you can do is immediately approach the artifact terminal and interact with it. Here you're gonna have a number of options. One of them is to completely disable the Sentinel forces on the planet that pillar is on, and this is also going to immediately destroy all nearby Sentinels, meaning you can go ahead and loot them again. Most important though is that the third option gives you access to a free new multi-tool, and chances are that the first one you get will be one of these royal ones that come in different colors. Of course they can also spawn with higher rarities, but if you find one that is really nice, even if it's a C class, you can totally get it and then go ahead and upgrade this at any space station. Otherwise they can also spawn other types of multi-tools, so you will probably do quite a bit of hunting for these pillars until you don't just get like the royal one guaranteed, but also max rank, which you're gonna have to wait quite a bit until somebody finds them and post those coordinates online. In the meantime, I definitely suggest to destroy the 3 control points at the pillar, since they give you additional rewards including the shattered glass, and this can also further provide with new coordinates to different pillars that you can get in your inventory. So for that, once you reach a system and already scouted it, I recommend to switch to a different one and use those coordinates in there in the hopes you're getting something new, maybe one of those cool multi-tools. Otherwise also create a backup save again before that, so that you can pick things off from where you left and not have to refarm them again and be at the mercy of the RNG gods. Now the Royal Multi-Tool looks quite overwhelming, especially in the first person view, but if you didn't catch on yet, it's basically a glorified exotic ship that you wear on your arms. And there's quite a bit of attention to detail over there. Your arm kind of goes in the round part and it looks kind of like a gauntlet rather than a, well, weapon. But it also comes with similar color grading as the regular old, well, exotic ships, so you can expect similar color grading to that. At the same time, I got a very interesting bug where all of my previous multi-tools, even the more unique ones, got changed to the new royal ones, so I'm not sure how I feel about that, which is why I recommend to go ahead and again create a backup save before you jump into the new update. Now going over some of the other stuff, there's going to be 2 new types of companions in the new update. One of them is this really cute and cool looking little Sentinel of your own that you can get, and the second one is going to be your very own exomech companion that you can build from the ground up while using the existing framework. So when you log in the new update, assuming that you already have a settlement going, which you should, you're going to get a new side quest that begins with your settlement being under attack, and you will know that that side quest has begun because the Sentinels are different than the regular ones that attack your base. Once you defeat the last Sentinel, also make sure you loot their items, because one of them will give you the undamaged drone shell, and this is going to follow up with you building up your very own drone using this shell and a few other components by collaborating with NPCs on your settlements as well as at the space station. I will not spoil anything here, but the Sentinel that you get at the end is really amazing. Like, this drone will follow you anywhere. It has some really cool emotes, and on top of that you can also disable or reactivate it straight from your inventory. Now, throughout the same mission, eventually this drone will also bring you to other pillars and other points of interest, throughout which you're going to build up your very own new mech, AI controlled with completely new kind of armor on it, and of course completely new capabilities. Again, without spoiling anything, just make sure that you have enough resources at hand, especially to craft the hydraulic wiring. These will be required for a couple of components for your new exocraft, and you can get these from the space anomaly. It only requires some nanotubes and some salt to build them, so it shouldn't be too difficult to do that. But once you are done with that, you're going to have this cool new Minotaur skin right here, or should I say it's the old Minotaur, but now with these cool new components installed, 4 of them in total, and they give you access to some brand new weapons and of course increased stats. The most important being of course the new type of cannon that seems to do some decent damage, but likely not gonna be on the same scale as your fully upgraded max rank multi-tool. It's still amazing, even more so if you consider that this can now be fully AI controlled. So if you exit this will now turn into a companion that will not just follow you and help you in your journeys, but it can also help you in combat, providing additional firepower or support against some of the Sentinel forces. Like some of these mech fights right here is something that I literally wanted since day one in No Man's Sky, and just looking at it looks so amazing, even though it's just 2 mechs fighting with each other. But it definitely feels helpful. It will definitely help you in combat, and especially so when you're fighting against like max rank Sentinels at the maximum wanted level. Anyway, on a final note, you should also check the space station, because there are at least a couple of upgrades over there that I definitely recommend. One of them being the Neutron cannon, which is a new weapon type for your multi-tool, and the second one being the Cloaking device. Now, Cloaking device is probably my favorite. It's an active camouflage, meaning that as long as you keep that button pressed, your character will stay pretty much invisible. Of course, that will have a short timer on it, so you can only hold it for about like 10 seconds, but it is so damn useful, both to bypass, for example, Sentinels, but also when you're in the middle of combat and want to like break through and escape them. It can definitely work both ways. The other one is going to be, of course, that new cannon type, the Neutron cannon, which looks pretty awesome. It's another charge type, and it's going to deal a lot more damage if you charge it for longer. And I think it works really well with the new multi-tool type. It seems to deal quite a lot of damage even when not fully upgraded. Overall, I'm a huge fan of the update. Of course, totally let me know down below what is your opinion of it, but this has been one of the best updates in quite a while, and that says a lot about the game that's still not yet finished with its update cycle. This is it though. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.